According to balance.com, homeowners move on average of every 5 to 7 years. Boy, that's quick.
Yeah,
and the
that
number
seems
one
a
reason,
lot.
this is not surprising, is that their current home is too small,
Hello.
generally because of growing families.
I hear you, but empty nesters have extra space once the kids have moved out. So if you are one of those people and you need to downsize, we know some people who can help. From DeRoche Realty Group and Coldwell Banker Burnett, we want to welcome back Julie and Daniel DeRoche. Nice to see
Hi,
you
guys.
guys.
Hello.
2017 is the year of the downsize, Daniel. Really? What's going on?
People just don't want all that square footage.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. There's a lot of, all the utility bills, everything adds up. People want to downsize. Prices are way up, so sell the big house while you can. Well, it's high prices and
Get some cash
Yeah.
and move into a condo.
Also, we
Absolutely.
heard that inventory is at a 14-year low. That's real good news for a seller right now.
yeah, absolutely. Great news for a seller, just quite stressful for those buyers. They're stressing about that, that's for sure. They're
And is
going
that
fast.
across the board? I mean, is that across the board of price ranges, or there are any price ranges where it's even tougher to find a house?
300 and under, it's very hard.
Extremely
Oh, really?
Yeah.
fast. Yeah.
Stuff hits the market and it goes off right away.
Like that.
Oh my goodness.
I had a house 2 doors down. I mean, it was a weekend, gone, sold. It was like immediately sold.
Yeah, see you later. Nice to, I didn't even know your name, and now you're
Yeah.
out of the neighborhood.
Goodbye. So if you are thinking, okay, we want to downsize, maybe you're an empty nester, or you just feel like we have too much square footage, Julie, what do you need to focus on to sell that, to move that property?
You need to update it if it's dated. And a lot of times what we see, if someone's been in a house for 15, 20 years, they've raised their family in the house and now they're downsizing, the house is still maybe, they haven't updated it while they've been there. And
Yeah.
not necessarily every buyer out there. Most buyers now want the white enameled woodwork, things like that, if you have oak cabinets. And if you have the cash to do it, as a seller, you want to take advantage of updating it before you sell, because you'll get more money for the house and you'll sell it faster. And it's just, if you can do it, it's a good thing to update it. We
Okay,
always
so
suggest that beforehand.
What are like the number 1 and 2 things that you should update? Is kitchen number 1?
Kitchen, yeah, kitchen, and just paint and woodwork.
Oh.
Flooring.
Like, if you're, flooring. Like if your house is all oak, that honey oak, and even the trim and the floors, an easy way, you don't have to do it all, but if you just get the floors darkened,
Yeah.
Oh.
that will help alleviate that honey color.
Here's a
throughout the
little
house.
tease ahead to Wednesday. Susie Reese is going to share the stain color that you can use to do that exact thing. She's been all aflutter about it for
Oh
days.
my goodness,
Yeah.
we're just helping move properties. Okay, Daniel, let's talk about if you do decide, look, we're going to downsize. I think sometimes maybe people have unrealistic expectations. One of those is that it doesn't mean that you're exactly going to be spending less money on your next property. Explain that.
Well, a lot of times if you're downsizing, a lot of the people that have been in the bigger home, maybe they didn't have as much fancy stuff, not as nice of appliances, and now they want all the new shiny fancy stuff. So getting the new home that's smaller with a lot higher end amenities, and I call it more fluff, more built-ins, more vaults, more hardwood floors and less vinyl, and granite countertops versus the laminate they might have had. So it can be more expensive cost per square foot, definitely.
So you're kind of trading the space for the better amenities,
Yeah.
which I mean can be worthwhile when you don't need all that space anymore.
Well, if you don't have the 4-bedroom up 2-story anymore for the whole big family, and now you're going to the empty nester type product, it's just, you just want that master on that main floor and a couple extra guest bedrooms for the grandkids, and nice and easy.
You're good to go.
Okay, but maybe you want to get into a smaller house, but you still want all your stuff. We always want our stuff. What would you say to someone who's about to downsize? What do you do? How do you factor in all that stuff?
There's a couple things. You do have to have a great storage facility planned, because you have to get that out of your house so that your house isn't overwhelmed when you're trying to market it and sell it.
Yeah.
Sure.
But one of the things I try to tell everybody is don't buy a house based off of your current furniture. Get the house you really want. If your bed is too big for the bedroom or your nightstands are too large, it's a small investment to go get some new furniture to make the new space feel that much more fun, and it fits better, but you definitely need some big storage spaces in between a lot of times.
And while you're selling, is that a big thing, Julie, to get some of that extra stuff out of the house? I mean, I look at pictures sometimes where I see people have like 120 rugs, and I'm thinking, holy moly, that's a lot of rugs.
And it's taking the focus off of the features in your house.
all
You're
I'm
just
thinking
looking
about
at
is
all
the
these
rugs,
rugs
yeah.
everywhere. Yep.
Yep.
And all the stuff everywhere. That's what you see when you walk in if you have too much stuff.
My husband and I have looked at one house online that we call the plate house, because there's just plates,
plates
on every
everywhere.
single wall.
Oh.
There's plates everywhere, because he says, have they
People
cut
had plates for a
the
while.
price on that plate house yet? And I said, no,
Yeah.
plates are still up.
Do the plates come with it? That's the real big
That
question.
is
We
the
need to dig a little
question.
bit deeper. Okay, so we're talking about what you need to do if you're selling a house. What do you find that buyers are looking for right now? What's important to them?
Well, if they're downsizing and if it's that the family's moved out, they're retired now. I see a lot of people wanting one level living.
Yeah.
And then we really assess when we sit down with the seller, what kind of maintenance do they want on the property? Do they spend their winters down south? So if they spend their winters down south, do they want to go into another single family house, or do they want to maybe get a townhouse or a condo where snow care is taken care of, lawn care is taken care of, that kind of thing?
You don't have to worry about that.
Maintenance free.
Yeah.
Condos are an interesting thing because I think some people think that they like the idea of a condo and then they get into one and they feel very claustrophobic. So what's your recommendation? Maybe rent first?
Rent one, yeah. If you're considering a condo and think, oh, maybe you'd like it, rent it and see if you really do like it.
Is that generally a rent to buy strategy where maybe that's the one that we love, or we're just figuring out if this style
life
of
is
living?
what
Well,
we
I
like.
just say just find something in a location that you like
Yeah.
and just rent it, and maybe not be so focused on the unit, but rent something in the area you want to be in and see if you like it.
Okay.
And then you
Yep.
can buy something.
We have close friends that just did that. They sold their homes here in the city, and they had a cabin up north. They sold them both, and now they're renting a place. They wanted the condo lifestyle, weren't sure. They're renting something, and they're really happy they chose to rent right now.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
good.
they can decide.
You guys have a little project going on in Edina that each time you're back, we'd like to check in and see. There's a spot in Edina that you love. You particularly love the lot, but you were doing a full tear down and a rebuild. We have an update of what you have done so far. I haven't seen this. I'd love to see what you've been able to do.
What's
Tell us about it.
happening?
Oh, you're in there.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you are. Okay, so what's the progress, Daniel?
Well, it's mostly framed. We still have a few trusses to put on, but it's looking like a house now. We're going through all the different options. Like in this scene, I think we're talking about the fireplace and how the tile's going to fit around it. But it's coming along nice. They're going to start putting the shingles on, I think, in about 10 days. So, yeah, within 2 weeks, it'll feel like a real house already. It goes fast.
Wow.
Julie,
Doesn't
have
it
you
go
guys picked
fast?
finishes and stuff yet?
We have.
Yeah.
About 75% through.
Ah.
Do you guys,
25%
you guys
left to
spat
do.
about that a lot? Do you spat about
The
the
builder
finishes?
asked me today around site, he's like, shingles should be here in about a week. I'm like, did Julie pick the color? And he goes, no, I don't think so. I said, well, good luck ordering
Yeah.
if she hasn't picked the color.
We'll be sending those back in about a week and a half.
Shingles aren't
Time
fun.
to pick the color.
Fun
Thanks
to
so much,
track
you
the
guys.
progress there, guys. We've got a link to the DeRoche Realty Group with Coldwell Banker Burnett on our website. They would be happy to talk with you if you're interested in buying, selling, or even building your own home. Big thanks to DeRoche Realty Group for sponsoring Twin Cities Live.
See you guys soon. Can't wait to see those shingles on.